what you mean by done. Done is better than perfect.
So we have a few core parts of our culture, right? We've always had a relatively small number of people working at Facebook compared to the set of customers that we serve, right? If you look at the number of engineers at Facebook, there are about 1,000, right? And when you look at the number of customers that we have, it's a little less than 1 billion at this point, but it's about, each engineer at Facebook basically serves about 1 million customers out in the world. And that puts it's a big challenge for every single person who works at Facebook, and we give them, there are a few kind of core values that we have that try to help people operate and make the best of this experience and be able to serve these people best. So the most important value at Facebook is focus on impact, right? There are all these customers that you serve on a daily basis. You come in, there are all these decisions that you can make or projects that you can do, and your job as somebody who works at Facebook is to work on the most important thing, right? Because every day there are going to be all these distractions and lots of things that you can do, and we think that picking the most important thing to do and doing that really well is the key to success. So within that, we also want to have a culture that moves quickly and that can learn quickly from all the feedback and things that all of our customers tell us. So we have this culture where we try to encourage people to move quickly, and we enable people to check in code, which is kind of our unit of making our product better. And there are all these things that we do institutionally to make it so that it's easy. We build up infrastructure to make it so that people can improve the product quickly, can write code quickly. But one of the big things that we do is we encourage people to make mistakes. We have this saying, move fast and break things. And we're not actually encouraging people to break things, but the idea is that if there's this spectrum where if you want to be perfect all the time, then you have to be really careful, and that also means moving pretty slowly, whereas we want to encourage people to innovate and move quickly, which means that some of the time you're going to make some mistakes. And it's a really important part of our culture that when you do make mistakes, that we celebrate that, right, and that we don't beat people up for it, right? So we were telling this story yesterday where every summer we have all these interns come to Facebook, and they're writing code in the system for the first time. And every summer, without fail, someone will write some code that brings down all of Facebook for a couple minutes, and we can contain it. And that's like the worst thing that we can do, right? I mean, it's, you guys make the analogy. It's as if someone shut down all of the stores, right? It's terrible, right? So this happens, and everyone's always freaking out. And the question is, how do we react when that happens, right? Because that could be like the worst day of that intern's life, right? I mean, they could go get a new internship, whatever. But we don't. We look at it and we try to learn from what was wrong with our system that enabled an intern to bring down the service, and every year it's a new thing. But fundamentally, we want to encourage people to experiment and to be able to move quickly, and that means that sometimes people are going to make mistakes, and I think being encouraging of that is a big part of the culture.
This phrase, I love too. This really has so much application at Walmart. What would you do if you weren't afraid? So, if you could take fear out of the workplace and you weren't afraid, a lot of times we talk about an inclusive workplace where everybody feels comfortable in contributing to their fullest. Cheryl, you've come and visited a few times, and you've spoken at a Saturday meeting, and you've helped us in so many ways also. Some of the comments you've had related to women in leadership and creating an inclusive environment. I think that's what this is a little bit about, is not being afraid, having the courage. Could you tell us your thoughts about even courage in the workplace, and what do you mean by this?
I'd love to, and I also want to start by thanking you, Mike, and your exec team for just an incredible 2 days. I also want to recognize our partnership team. Wanda Young, can you stand up, and your team? Where's your team? Wanda, stand up, your team. The social media team. This team, Tony Rogers, Stephen Quinn, who's not here, Duncan, who is here, was here, right there, yeah, there he is. We're so grateful for the partnership. One thing I'll tell you is Walmart has 17.8 million US fans on Facebook, That means you have more fans than any other company or brand, including Facebook. But I've thought a lot about what would you do if you weren't afraid. And it is about enabling people to take risks and enabling people to really feel that self-confidence to believe that they can reach for things. Not just do the job they're doing, but identify other problems and solve other problems. It's one of the things we celebrate in our culture. I do think it's especially important for women. Mike has been a great leader. I have met with several groups. I think I did a speech here once for your global women's group, and then we had a dinner with your women's leaders, and I know a group of the women are coming out to see us in Silicon Valley in a couple months, which we're excited about. But I think it's an especially important message for women to know that no matter what they think inside, they can raise their hand a little higher and really have the self-confidence to lean into their careers.
And I think, again, we want to continue to put more emphasis on every associate having the courage to speak up, the courage to always do the right thing, and the courage to take risks. Some of those earlier examples of merchandising that y'all showed, those were kind of like, some cases, our version of shutting down too, where you can buy a product.
Those drinks really seem to shut a whole bunch of people down.
Sure does. And even in merchandising, the willingness to have the courage to take risks is really part of the formula at Walmart too, I think, because you just can't always play it safe. We were talking in one meeting this week, I think we're better at Walmart playing offense rather than defense. And anytime we start playing defense, then we're just not doing as well. And we are back to playing more offense, and we're going to do more of it. And I think that ties in a lot of what y'all have said. What I've been so amazed with, Mark, the talent in your organization. The executives that we've met on this visit here visiting, but in other visits, and I know because Neil in the Silicon Valley area, Facebook now is viewed as we've looked at this one chart of like, where's top talent going? You have an amazing ability to attract and then keep and develop top talent. What could you tell us? What's the secret there to having the very best talent in the industry?
Well, I think the main reason why people want to come to Facebook is what I was talking about before, the ability to serve this huge set of customers and fulfill this deep need that people have to want to stay connected with their friends and family, right? And that's something that there have been all these ways to do this over time, but the internet creates an especially good way to do that. And I think a lot of really talented people coming out of college and other companies now are really excited by the ability to serve that kind of a customer base. And just have a company that rewards taking risk and moving quickly and being open. It's very similar, I think, to what you guys have here, where people really deeply believe in the mission of the company and believe that we're here to do something that is good and should last for a long time, and people are just very committed to that.
One thing I think also people are excited about coming to Facebook is the ability not just to grow our mission, but to grow the mission of partners, the companies we work with. We're a platform company, and that means that our technology is available for other companies like Walmart to use. And our goal is really to help you serve your mission. So as I've had the great opportunity to spend time with Mike and his team, I think there are a few things that make Walmart and Facebook really special partners, and people are excited about coming to Facebook, like our team here, to serve yours. One is that we believe that we are moving towards a world of just more transparency, more information. And if you think about what most companies would feel if any customer could look up any price of any good in any store, they would feel fear. And what Walmart fears is excitement, because when that price comparison happens, that customer is going to see the value they're getting. So the kind of transparency that we bring, I think, is so deeply aligned with the mission and will help Walmart serve its customers even better. The second is, and this is something I didn't understand at all until I got the opportunity to come visit, is that Walmart seems from the outside, if you don't know better, like this just huge company, right? Just 2 million associates, so many, 200 million customers. But really, Walmart is a local company with its roots in the local store where Sam Walton would greet each customer. And I know you're working hard to have that individual service for that customer. And Facebook puts every single person online It enables you to connect to, over 17 million customers and make it a local experience. So one of the things I think people at Facebook are excited about is coming to help serve missions of our partner companies like yours, and we're grateful for that opportunity to work with you.
And you are a great example of partnership. There's so many ways that you're helping us. And every time I meet Cheryl, there's 5 more new ideas about ways we can partner. And that's the way we want to keep accelerating the new ways that we can work together. I thought about 17 million fans in the United States. What concerns me, that means there's probably 250 million people that are not on the Walmart fan list. So we have so much more upside here in the U.S. to connect with more people. One example was given earlier in the discussion about merchandising launch on Facebook. Even last year, I've come to appreciate Magnum bars in the freezer department. Those are great. It's an ice cream bar, Unilever product, I believe, and last year when it was introduced in the U.S., I believe it was really introduced through Walmart, through Facebook. I believe we started off with almost a 50% market share for the first 90 days of launch for the whole United States. And the merchandising team told me, they said because we had that great way to start sharing, and Magnum, they launched it through Facebook also. So I think selling merchandise, reaching, connecting product to customers, that's what we do. Is we have customers and we have merchandise. How do we get the two together? In the new world, the next generation, Jim, as you said, I think your dad would be here today, right up front, cheering this on. He'd be all over the discussion about social networking, the internet, mobile phones, tablets. Sam would be challenging all of us to be the very, very best. And great partners like you are helping us. Mark offered Neil to help us, with more thinking, brainstorming, thoughts about the internet. Mark, we really want to take you up on that, so we're going to continue to follow up and work closely. I do have one gift. When Cheryl first asked me about coming out, she said she wanted to learn about culture, and about Walmart. And so this meeting was part of that. Jim has mentioned this book, and I hope all the associates have already read it, but read it again. Do like the Walton family's doing with your own family. I think it'd be worthwhile. So hopefully you can accept a book as a gift. So Cheryl and Mark, I'd like to present you with these. Mark, thank you.